Am I panicking when it comes to Algorand? Absolutely not, because I still believe that its native token called ALGO could hypothetically go to the price of $5 during this bull run, even though that's not financial advice. But some people, they may respond by saying, okay, what makes you even think this is possible? Take a look at the pullback when it comes to Algo. Oh man, this sucks. This is caca. There's no brighter days ahead. But I disagree because, of course, when things pop up by that much in such a relatively short amount of time, I think a pullback is bound to happen. And I've been saying this throughout many of my videos that, the journey to the top isn't going to be smooth sailing. It's not going to be the straight shot up. Just think about, like, for instance, Bitcoin. Did it go from the price of $1 all the way to over $100,000 without any pullbacks? No, that wasn't the case whatsoever. There was multiple pullbacks along the way, multiple bear markets. So it really doesn't mean that, things are done and over with, at least, the way I view it. I think much like Algo, I think the journey is still far. I do believe that when it comes to $5, it doesn't seem all that crazy, especially when you consider how even Charles Hoskinson, who is not only the co-founder of Ethereum, but the founder of Cardano, even according to him, based on a video that he was a part of on November, he stated how he could very well see, Bitcoin reaching the price of either $250,000 all the way up to $500,000 in the next 1 to 2 years. So could you imagine that? I think the journey is still far, and I think that 2024, it was a small taste, but I think 2025 is going to be the time for many altcoins to shine, even though we're seeing many of them have quite a big pullback as of right now. Some people out there, they're happy with a 4x, a 5x. However, in my opinion, the real party begins after a 10x, because let's face it, if I was looking for like a 3 or 4x, I'd be in stocks or something like that. I wouldn't even want to deal with cryptocurrencies, but I'm not looking for that. That's why I'm in the world of cryptocurrencies. Sometimes people, they get a 4x, they get a 5x, they feel very happy, they leave, and that's totally fine. It's their choice. But for me, I don't want to do that because I want to stick it out. I want to wait for the long term because I do believe that brighter days are ahead. Now, some people may think that, oh yeah, Algorand has no future because it's complete trash. I disagree with that because it is arguably, in my opinion, one of the best layer 1 blockchains out there. It's very fast, it's very scalable, very secure. Also on top of that, very low in gas fees. I'm not saying that Ethereum is necessarily bad in terms of its ecosystem or the fans or diversity of projects, but in terms of the gas fees and scalability nonsense, that just completely loses out to Algorand in my opinion, because of course Ethereum, it has to rely on these layer 2s to kind of fix that type of nonsense, but Algorand doesn't need that. Again, it's already scalable to begin with. It already has very low gas fees as well, so it doesn't really need any more tweaking. It doesn't need any more support from a random layer 2, let's say, for instance. This is why I like Algorand so much. It's not the biggest layer 1 blockchain out there, but in my opinion, it's a very underrated layer 1 blockchain. I view it as one of these top players, in a sense, in terms of the fundamentals, but it's not there yet in terms of ecosystem or fans. But I don't mind because I think that, hypothetically, by me acquiring Algo right now, there's still, the upside over there, right? Not to mention, you take a look at when it comes to reaching the price of $5, that right there is around a 14x from here. So when you think about it, even despite the pullback and considering how much Algo has pumped, this doesn't seem so bad. Now, again, people like to complain about the price, but if they got in the previous most recent top, I would say when it comes to Algo, then of course, yeah, they're complaining. Now, I'm not talking about like the all-time high. I'm talking about like the top that we saw, in the past recent times, I would say, right? If they acquired at the top, then of course they'd be disappointed. But in my opinion, this is why I dollar cost average. So either the price is low, either the price is pumping, I accumulate. So that way my average cost isn't overly, insane in a sense. Like it's not too high to the point where when it goes down, I'm just like panicking, all this type of stuff. I don't want to do that. I acquire when things are low, when things are pumping. So that way, if the price dumps, it's fine. I'll accumulate more anyways, and I'll lower down my average cost. However, on the flip side, by me acquiring consistently, especially when the times when the price is low, when we see pumps like that, hypothetically, the portfolio is in the green. So that's why I like dollar cost averaging so much. That way it removes the emotion. I'm not panic selling when things are dumping, but I'm not panic buying either when things are low. Because truly, we never know when the bottom is. We never know when the top is. So that's why I focus on dollar cost averaging. That way, I can stay in the game long term, and I'm not always focusing on, when things are pumping, when things are dumping. I just forget about that. Anytime an income, acquire, hold, and I just wait. That's it. Now, again, some people may complain about Algo, but in my opinion, when the times when I was acquiring algo, I'm still up. So the way you take a look at it is that, again, I'm not panicking. I don't think this is a bad situation at all. Of course, things are going to have a pullback on the way up, but I still do believe in the future of Algorand because even Algorand is the technology of choice for over 2,000 global organizations. That's very impressive. If a layer 1 blockchain was bad, that simply wouldn't be a possibility. Now, adoption isn't the best, but it's very good nonetheless, in my opinion. It's also very environmentally friendly, allegedly carbon neutral. That's going to play to its advantage, in my opinion, because enterprises nowadays, they want to go green. They actually care about the environment. And what better way to do that than adopting new technology, in this case, blockchain technology? Let's say they adopt something like Algorand that is environmentally friendly. Why not? I think that right there could play to the advantage of Algorand moving forward. Now, going to the price of $5, keep in mind, if it were to do that, again, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $42 billion. So it's not too bad. We've seen Dogecoin reach over $80 billion in market cap. So I'm not talking about a crazy figure here. And also, we've seen BNB reach over $100 billion in market cap. And I don't think BNB is that dynamic. Take a look at the BNB Smart Chain ecosystem. Even back in 2023, according to Crypto.com research, slightly over 2% of the crypto hacks that happened actually occurred on there. Now, slightly over 2% may not seem like this crazy figure or anything like that, but when you consider just how massive the crypto space is overall, that's like insane, in my opinion. That's a very high figure. I would like to see that figure below 0.5%, like let's say 0.4, 0.5. Even 0.5, I think is just pushing it. I don't want to see anything above that. This is why I don't think it's that dynamic. Sure, there's a lot of adoption, but I think Algorand, it's just way too secure. I think it's way too amazing. I don't think we'll ever see that type of nonsense going on with Algorand, even though it doesn't have that massive of adoption yet, if that makes sense. But even despite that, I think that Algorand could be such a huge narrative during this bull run because people, they usually move on from layer 1 blockchain to another. For instance, if we just talk about projects in general, take a look at Bitcoin. Of course, people like that in the beginning. They moved on to Ethereum. They take a look at BNB, Solana. I think it's only fair to assume that Algorand becomes one of the next big projects, or should I say, in this case, one of the next big layer 1 blockchains, because it's only fair to assume that people are looking for the next big thing, and Algorand, it has the potential, hypothetically, in my opinion, to do that, because it's this project that's not too small, but it's not too massive either. It still has that room for growth, but it's not too risky where it's a microcap. And this is why I think that Algorand is in such a unique position. I think, man, in 2025, $5 really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think it could be such an amazing time to shine, not only for ALGO, but I think for a bunch of other cryptocurrencies. But it's just a waiting game, and I'm going to still continue to accumulate more and more ALGO because I think better days are ahead. And again, reaching the price of $5 during this bull run, especially when I consider all of those amazing factors, I really don't see why not. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.